Hello guys, my name is Afrikenyan. Welcome to my YouTube channel guys. So if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly go subscribe right away because I have a lot of things which I share concerning cooking, love advices, everything that you need in life that really helps you to know how to go about in life. So today guys, I want us to share what to do to your neighbor. If you have a neighbor, of course, I know everybody here has a neighbor. So if you have a neighbor, what are you supposed to do to your neighbor? The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. But you know, it's really very hard to say that, to love somebody the way you love yourself. But if you do this, you'll have accomplished what God said. It's hard because of many reasons that you have here. Because you'll find that your children does something to your neighbors, your hens, your goats, your cows, everything that you have trespasses, and this causes a lot of hatred and a lot of fights, a lot of quarrels in the neighborhood. So God had a reason as to why He said, "Love your neighbor as you love yourself." So we are going to share some of the things that you should really do to your neighbor so that you can live in harmony and love one another. We have like how many? 12 to 14 points that I found that you should really do to your neighbor. One thing, the first thing is try to understand them and live together in harmony. If you understand your neighbor, if you understand their behavior, if you understand their weaknesses and their strongholds, that will make you find a better way to live with them because you understand what they like, you understand what they don't like, and you understand everything about them. So take your time to understand your neighbor so that you can live together in harmony. Understand what they like, understand what they don't like, so that you can live together in harmony. Number two, relate well with them. When you are with your neighbors, just relate them with your neighbors because those are the people whom you live together and you share many things. In case of any emergencies, in case of good things, you live together, and they are the people whom you should share almost everything. So relate with them well. Another thing is take them the way they want to be taken. Do not take them the way you want them to be, but take them the way they want to be taken. And then another thing, forgive one another oftenly, because as a neighbor, it's a must that we cross each other's line oftenly. That's something that everybody knows. As neighbors, we often cross each other's lines in most cases. So make sure that you have that heart that forgives each and every time. Forgive your neighbor because you will cross each other each and every time. So have that heart that forgives oftenly and forgets. And then in case of any problem, solve immediately and in the right manner. Do not take your neighbor to the chief, to police, or to the authorities. Just, if there is any problem, try to solve them by yourselves because it's them who will be making the mistake today. But tomorrow, you never know. You might be the one who will be making the mistake. So, kindly, if there is a mistake from their side, kindly solve the problem in the right manner. Because if you don't solve problems, and this is the person whom you see every day, every morning, every evening, each and every time when you are going somewhere, you pass through your neighbors, you see them each and every day. So you must solve problems because if you don't solve problems, it will cause heartaches. And then number 6, share whatever you have that your neighbor doesn't have. If your neighbor doesn't have something and you have that thing, share with them. Another thing is love your neighbor's children because they are also your children and they will be helping you. You have to live together. So love your neighbor's children. Another thing is borrow what they have if you don't have. You should not be always, and it should not be always also. If you borrow something, make sure that today you borrow, tomorrow you buy. You do not be borrowing each and every time because they will happen to hate you. So if you don't have something and your neighbor happen to have, just borrow them because it's good to borrow and to share also. And then do not gossip against your neighbor or their children. Do not gossip about your children, your neighbors or their children. If there is anything that you see that this thing is not going the right way, just go face them, talk with them. Do not gossip, especially with the children, because all of us have children, and we know that children in many cases do things that maybe they are going against what the parents like. So if you see your neighbor's child doing something that is not correct, do not gossip about those children. Just find a way and talk to their parents or to these children, because they are also your children. So do not gossip about them. And then do not compete with them, and do not hate their children. Just love them. I've said that one of loving their children. So do not compete with your neighbors. Just live your life. Do not compete with your neighbors. And then another thing is clap for their children when they succeed in life, and clap for them in good faith. Let the clap comes from your heart. It should not be facial or mouthful. It should not come from your mouth. Just clap for your neighbor's children in good faith if they succeed in life. And then another thing is visit them and have a talk with them. There are those people whom they share the fence, but they do not know even their neighbor's house, how it looks like. They do not even talk. They do not even borrow anything. They do not even laugh. So, just visit your neighbors. When you have a free time, go there, you sit, you talk, you laugh, you eat together. And also, remember to invite them to your house. Do not just visit them and you are not inviting them. So, if you visit them, invite them also to your house. And then, if your neighbor cannot meet school expenses and you can, kindly assist. You know, in the society, we live in societies whereby people are different. Financial problems are there. So, if you are there, your neighbor has a pupil who is doing well in class and they cannot meet their school fees or school expenses, and you are able to do so, go ahead and help them, because that's what is expected of each and every person. It makes you happy. It makes you feel happy when your neighbor is happy, when their children are happy. So, if you are able to help them, just go ahead and do that with one heart and good heart, because it's really good. And then, if you are planning to do something, invite them. Maybe you have a wedding coming, you have something, initiation of your children, and it's coming ahead. After involving your family and you've agreed, just the next person to be told after your family is your neighbor, because do not let your neighbor be a stranger. You'll just be seeing people coming to your home and they don't know what's going on. So, kindly, if you have your neighbors, kindly involve them in whatever you are doing, because they are the immediate people. Even if at night, let's say you become sick at night, who are the first people you will call? They are your neighbors. Let's say thieves breaks your house, who are the first people you will call? Your neighbors. So also make sure that you have the numbers of all your neighbors and be communicating with them too, because let's say you are a mother and you went somewhere, maybe there's nobody in your home, and maybe you have something to be done before you come. Maybe you go somewhere and then it becomes late and you never expected to come late. So you must be having your neighbor's number, so that when you become late, you call them, you tell them, do ABCD in my house, do 1, 2, 3 in my house, because I'll be coming late. That's a way of relating well. And also make sure you have their numbers, make sure you communicate with your neighbors, because it's really essential and it's a good thing to do. And then whenever another thing is, whenever they have ceremonies, like weddings, either burials, either initiations, anything that your neighbors might have, stand with them. Because as a neighbor, even if you don't have money, stand with them morally. Go do some work. Give the money if you have. Pray for them and make that thing a success. And then lastly, but not least, love one another with passion and have a forgiving heart always. Let your neighbors be like your brothers, because they are even your brothers. So make sure that you have a bond, you have a strong bond with your neighbors. You love them, and you love them truly. You don't love them fake love. Love them truly, guys. So those are some of the things that we should really do to our neighbors, guys. Pray for them. Also, if there is a neighbor who is sick, just visit them. Give them the necessary assistance that you can. And if there is any assistance that your neighbor needs and you can be able to do so, kindly do so, because we lean on each other as neighbors. So guys, that's the end of our video today. Kindly go subscribe to my YouTube channel and share my videos to friends, guys. That's the most precious way that you'll be supporting my channel, guys. We've come to the end of our video, guys. Just look forward for another video, guys. As I always say, guys, grab greatness by the handle, guys. Bye bye.